We are certainly at an inflection point, not just around political violence, but there are a host of larger trends that we have to be concerned about.
We reject political violence, and we reject the crazy left-wing radicals that gunned down our friend Charlie Kirk.
So don't give me this both sides. If we want to get to unity, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Free speech, yes. Political violence, no. But let's be honest.
Late-night show host Jimmy Kimmel's ouster has added fuel to the fire that has split America open after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Kimmel, the comedian millions tuned into for 2 decades, is suddenly off air indefinitely. The reason? A jibe about the death of President Trump's close aide Charlie Kirk, a remark that ABC affiliates called insensitive. On Monday night, Kimmel mocked what he called MAGAland for politicizing Kirk's murder. By Tuesday, he doubled down, poking fun at Vice President J.D. Vance for guest hosting Kirk's podcast. And by Wednesday, his show was gone. The network moved swiftly after Nexstar Communications, the operator of 23 ABC affiliates, announced it would pull the program. There are no comments from Kimmel yet over the matter. For those wondering, Jimmy Kimmel Live first aired in 2003. It quickly became one of America's big 3 late-night staples alongside Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert. Known for celebrity interviews, viral pranks, and biting political monologues. But also for taking strong stands on healthcare, gun laws, and Trump himself. Now, after his ouster, MAGAverse is celebrating. And critics are slamming what they see as a crackdown on free speech. Kirk supporters even pulled up an old tweet of his where he proclaimed Kimmel isn't funny, and claimed retribution. President Trump himself took a victory lap. Trump took to Truth Social and wrote, "Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage. Kimmel has 0 talent, and worse ratings than Colbert, if that's possible." But it didn't stop there. The US president targeted other late-night hosts like Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers, calling them 2 total losers who should be canceled too. For critics, it's more than just late-night comedy at stake. Kirk's assassination has unleashed a new war within America. The most high-profile case came on September 15th, when Washington Post columnist Karen Attiah said she was dismissed for her social media posts about Kirk. She revealed that editors deemed her comments unacceptable and gross misconduct, though she insisted she was condemning political violence while refusing to perform, in her words, over-the-top grief for someone who had called black women less intelligent. The Washington Post declined to comment, while its Journalists Guild condemned the firing as unjust and a violation of free speech. And Attiah is not alone. Dozens of people across the United States, from media companies to airlines and even public schools, have lost their jobs in recent days for posts that were seen as excusing or downplaying Kirk's death. American Airlines and United both confirmed they suspended workers for such comments, saying there is 0 tolerance for political violence. Teachers and government employees have also been placed on leave or removed from duty. This wave of firings has added a new dimension to the debate, with many seeing it as a sign that the battle over Charlie Kirk's legacy has spread far beyond politics into everyday workplaces. President Trump has worn his heart on his sleeve in reaction to Kirk's death. On Truth Social, he called him the heart of America's youth, loved by all, and vowed to crack down on what he calls radical left violence. On Fox News, he demanded the death penalty for Robinson and promised purges of officials, while warning foreign citizens not to celebrate Kirk's killing online. Kirk himself was no ordinary activist. At 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, later built Turning Point Action, and became a fixture on Fox News. He wrote books, hosted The Charlie Kirk Show, and gained millions of followers online. He was one of the most influential voices of the American right and a close ally of Trump. But he was also known for his provocation. Just days before his death, he attacked immigration from India, claimed visas had displaced American workers, and accused Indian accounts of being paid to attack Trump's tariffs. He was fiercely loyal to Israel, dismissing reports of starvation in Gaza as propaganda, and often made hostile remarks about Muslims and Islam. On gun rights, Kirk was among the strongest defenders of the Second Amendment. In 2023, he said some gun deaths were worth it if it meant protecting freedoms. He argued that an armed society came with a cost. And in a grim twist, his last words moments before being shot were also about gun violence. Asked about America's mass shootings, he replied, "Counting or not counting gang violence?" Seconds later, he was shot. The killing has now intensified America's political divide. Republicans blame Democrats and the radical left. Democrats accuse Trump's rhetoric of fueling violence. Elon Musk even weighed in, calling the left the party of murder. Meanwhile, a website called Expose Charlie's Murderers has been launched to name and shame anyone celebrating his death online. It promises to turn its 30,000 submissions into a searchable database. But one issue is being sidelined: gun control. On the same day Kirk died, a 16-year-old in Colorado, allegedly radicalized online, shot 2 classmates. Analysts point out that with 500 million civilian-owned guns in America, it only takes one person to cause tragedy. For now, Charlie Kirk's death has not united the country. Instead, it has deepened the divide, leaving America to wrestle with the violence, the politics, and the toxic climate left in its wake. For more news and updates, watch Mint News.